Captured by a Japanese maritime self-defense force P-3C anti-submarine patrol aircraft, China's third aircraft carrier, the Fujian, was sailing southwest accompanied by multiple escort vessels. This occurred around 1 p.m. on September the 11th in waters approximately 200 kilometers northwest of the Diaoyu Islands. After departing from Shanghai's Jiangnan shipyard, the Fujian made its first passage through the Taiwan Strait in the early morning of September the 12th, heading to relevant waters in the South China Sea for scientific research trials and training missions. This marks the Fujian's ninth voyage since its construction and its first crossing of the Taiwan Strait, signifying a new milestone in the Chinese Navy's blue water operational capabilities. The giant warship's southbound voyage drew significant international attention. Departing from Shanghai's Jiangnan shipyard on the afternoon of September the 10th, the Fujian slowly pulled away from the dock guided by multiple tugboats. Unlike its previous 8 sea trials conducted in the East China Sea or Yellow Sea, this voyage headed directly south, a route choice carrying considerable strategic significance. The navigation route shows the Fujian departing from the Yangtze River estuary and heading south along the offshore waters bordering Zhejiang and Fujian provinces. While transiting the Taiwan Strait, the Fujian carrier strike group adopted a combat posture, with 2 escort vessels maintaining close protection around the carrier. Attentive military observers noted that the Fujian carried only the 18Y signal flag, indicating ship No. 18 is weighing anchor, whereas previous trials also displayed the Ru-1 flag signifying undergoing sea trials. This subtle change signaled a clear purpose, not testing, but formally assuming combat readiness. As China's first carrier employing electromagnetic catapults, the Fujian ranks second globally in technological sophistication, trailing only the U.S. Ford-class carriers. This advancement significantly narrows the operational efficiency gap between Chinese and U.S. carrier-based aircraft. Notably, the Fujian utilizes a medium-voltage direct current electromagnetic launch system, reportedly more stable and reliable than the medium-voltage alternating current system employed by the Ford class. This technological breakthrough enables the Fujian to compete with U.S. nuclear-powered carriers. With a displacement exceeding 80,000 tons, the Fujian is the largest conventionally powered aircraft carrier in history. It will carry advanced aircraft including the J-35 stealth fighter, J-15T heavy carrier-based fighter, and KJ-600 early warning aircraft, forming a comprehensive carrier-based aviation system that substantially enhances the Chinese Navy's distant sea combat capabilities. Military experts note that the Fujian's electromagnetic catapult system enables a daily aircraft sortie rate of 270-300 flights, representing a 6-fold increase in combat capability compared to the previous 2 ski jump carriers. Its flat, straight flight deck and 50% reduced island design substantially optimize aircraft dispatch efficiency and stealth performance. The international community closely monitors the Fujian's movements. Japan promptly released surveillance data, while the United States intensified monitoring. Neighboring nations are assessing this naval power shift. Japan's self-defense forces conducted close surveillance of the Fujian's voyage, even dispatching anti-submarine patrol aircraft for aerial photography. Japanese public sentiment toward the Fujian is complex and nuanced. Some netizens emphasize that developing a mature carrier strike group requires 20 years of experience, arguing China still lags behind America's decades of systematic operational capabilities. Numerous comments express anxiety that China's operational reach will threaten Japan's doorstep, and what should we do, even resorting to extreme sentiments, like cursing it to sink. The U.S. Naval Institute News was compelled to acknowledge that the Fujian is the world's second aircraft carrier equipped with an electromagnetic catapult system, following the U.S. Ford. This distinction was originally intended for the USS John F. Kennedy, the second ship of the U.S. Navy's Ford-class electromagnetic catapult carriers. The Kennedy was launched in 2019, 3 years before the Fujian's 2022 launch. Surprisingly, however, the USS Kennedy remains stalled at the Newport News shipbuilding yard, with construction progress stuck at 98% for some time now. According to a July report by US&I, the Kennedy has repeated the Ford's mistakes during construction, replicating all of the former's design flaws. The shipyard is now forced to rework and modify the design, causing construction progress to stall and potentially even regress. According to the latest schedule, the vessel will not enter service until March 2027 at the earliest, a full 5-year delay from the initial 2022 commissioning target, exposing serious challenges facing the U.S. shipbuilding industry. China's aircraft carrier development pace has astonished the world. From the trial-and-error conversion of the Liaoning to the domestically built Shandong, and now the technological leap of the Fujian, China has achieved this in just over a decade. The rapid progress of the Fujian has intensified pressure on the U.S. Navy. Compounding Pentagon concerns is the shrinking scale of the U.S. carrier fleet, with the 1,975 commissioned USS Nimitz set for decommissioning this year, and the 1,977 commissioned USS Eisenhower slated for retirement in 2027. A further delay for the USS Kennedy would reduce U.S. carrier numbers to 9, severely impacting America's global military deployment capabilities. Since its launch in 2022, the Fujian has undergone 8 sea trials and 117 days of testing, transforming from a theoretical design into a combat-ready vessel. While the Liaoning took 7 years to achieve operational capability, and the Shandong took 2, the Fujian has demonstrated the foundation for combat deployment in less than 2 years since its first sea trial, a pace rarely seen in the history of aircraft carriers worldwide. With the Fujian's commissioning, China will formally enter its 3-carrier era. This fleet enables a rotational operational cycle, where 1 carrier conducts combat readiness patrols, 1 undergoes training and integration, and 1 receives maintenance, ensuring constant operational readiness. This significantly enhances the Chinese Navy's capacity for sustained presence in the Western Pacific. Geostrategically, the Fujian's deployment sends multiple signals. Once deployed to the South China Sea, the Fujian will create a certain balance with U.S. carriers. U.S. carriers are globally dispersed, typically maintaining only 1 in the Asia-Pacific region at any given time. Deploying 2 carriers represents a high-level commitment that cannot be sustained long-term. The dual-carrier battle group formed by the Fujian and the Shandong will significantly enhance control and response capabilities in the South China Sea. In the future, the presence of 2 carriers alongside 3 Type 075 amphibious assault ships could effectively deter external forces. The Fujian is expected to enter service as early as September the 18th or October the 1st. Military experts, referencing the Shandong's precedent, which departed for its commissioning port in mid-November 2019 and was officially commissioned on December the 17th, speculate that the Fujian may hold its commissioning ceremony on October the 1st, National Day. Some analysts believe the Fujian has a high probability of commissioning on September the 18th, a date of special historical significance. The Fujian's formal commissioning will mark a significant enhancement of the Chinese Navy's deep-sea capabilities. Equipped with over 70 aircraft of various types, it can form a special task force alongside Type 055 destroyers and attack submarines to establish a 3-dimensional defense perimeter with a 1,500-kilometer radius extending beyond the outer edge of the first island chain. With the Fujian's imminent commissioning, the operational framework of China's carrier strike groups will be further refined. The vessel is likely to be assigned to the Southern Theater Command Navy, primarily undertaking combat readiness duties in the South China Sea. The vast expanse of the South China Sea, dotted with numerous islands and reefs, provides an ideal theater for carrier strike group operations. The J-35 stealth fighters and KJ-600 early warning aircraft carried by the Fujian will significantly enhance the Chinese Navy's air superiority and intelligence surveillance capabilities in the South China Sea. Additionally, the carrier's electromagnetic catapult system can handle heavier aircraft, reserving space for future unmanned combat platforms, which will further transform maritime warfare tactics. The deployment of the Fujian-class carrier in sensitive regions like the Taiwan Strait and South China Sea will exert substantial deterrence. It can swiftly transit the Bashi Channel to support the Central Theater Command, enabling rapid response. The emergence of the Fujian-class carrier signifies China's complete departure from the era of ski-jump takeoff aircraft carriers, marking its formal entry into the technological generation of electromagnetic catapult systems.